Happy Spooktober! We have an offering today for the growth of the spooky period of a sort. This is the Terror Room, and it is, I suppose, not too inherently spooky in itself, at least in the early stages of the game. I think it might get a bit scarier later, but it's another one of those kind of comedy horror games, which I don't normally like particularly, but they are, I think, a lot of fun in general. A lot of people like them, so I do like showcasing them. But it is set in an office space, and I think that's absolutely terrifying in itself. So yeah, good enough for that. Good enough for Spooktober. It is a submission to Trick or Treat Jam, which is currently in its voting stage. So yeah, I mean, if you're part of that sort of thing, come along, give it a vote, give the devs some love. I think this is a fantastic game. The developer themselves has created quite a few others. This is Ankry, I suppose, the development studio has made quite a lot of quite scary looking titles that I think I need to go and have a look at in future. But we're having a look at, I think, their latest updated thing today for the Game Jam, and I like it a lot. So first of all, I think this shows a fair bit of interesting elements here, and that firstly, if you click on options, the button just goes away and we don't actually get any options. So I don't know if that's an inherent joke or if that's just they haven't gotten there yet because it's a Game Jam game. Also, we can click on hands and put hands all over the screen for some reason. I don't know if that moves where our hands go while we're playing, but sure. Anyway, let's jump in. We'll have a look at the sort of the starting gameplay, do like the first sort of quest-like thing we're given, and then we'll give it a little bit of critique. So we wake up in this strange space, and we have a phone call who is from Bezzy, who says, "Oh goody, a new recruit has entered the building. Welcome to Bezzy Corp." And you're like, "Wait, where am I? The last thing I remember..." "Hush, new recruit. We don't pay you to think, we pay you to work." "Work? I don't even remember who I am." "Nonsense. Memory loss is perfectly normal during onboarding. It's not like we kidnapped you and drugged you because all the previous IT guys were found mysteriously dead. No, that would be madness. Ha!" Wait, what do you mean by previous IT guys?" Strange little T there. You ask too many questions for someone with amnesia. Now, for your first task, let's test your motor functions. See that cubicle? Walk there. Let's make sure your legs still work." And here we are in Bezzy Corp, apparently. We're quite high up. We're on the 4th floor. Sort of a slightly fuzzed out look of the world outside. It's WASD controls and mouse to move. We have this quite cool kind of pixelated styling. These are the various cubicles. If we mouse over someone, we get their name. This is BB Sullivan. Yeah, and we get these quests, and we get jump scared by this guy who says he loves working at Bezzy Corp. The benefits are amazing. What? What benefits? We get a whole bowl of fruits on Sundays. Also, you can interact with things by looking at them and pressing E on your keyboard. Which was very strange, but obviously is sort of a little bit of lesson for us. And yeah, so this is Billy Bob. Yeah. Anyway, this is our cubicle that we need to get to, and we will be completing our first quest as we walk into it. I just want to see if there's anything else interesting around, but there isn't. So let's get to our cubicle. We get talked to by Bezzy again. I'm assuming still on our phone. "Marvelous, you can walk. What an outstanding display of basic human function." Thanks. "Now you can admire this beauty of a cubicle. Cozy, isn't it? Smells faintly of success." There's a lot of stains on the desk. Is that... "Team spirit, that's what it is. Our previous IT technician was so passionate he simply burst with enthusiasm. Now you are ready for the real work." "What is my job exactly?" "Look at you, already getting with the program. I knew I would like you. I can smell it on you. Or, I could smell it on you. Now you mostly smell of urine." Your job is to help busy employees with their issues. Oh, and won't you look at the time? Your allocated onboarding time of 2 minutes and 26 seconds has passed. Goodbye. And our quest is complete. And we do wait for another quest to come in. But we're going to have a look at our desk. We have a weird plant. We have a computer that doesn't work. We can't interact with it in any way. So, a rather pointless cubicle. What is this? I suppose that's supposed to be a printer and some A4 paper. And there's various people. Can we talk to this guy? Teamwork makes the screams work. The future is AI. He's a scary one here. And now they're looking creepily over their shoulders. Are they actually looking at me slowly? Yeah. Right, and so we get a call coming in. Coworker. Hello, the internet on the 3rd floor is out? Alright, have you tried... Who in the 7 gates of hell are you? I am the new IT person. Busy, damn it all. Another IT person? How many have we gone through in this week alone? Wait, why do you keep changing the IT guys? That's enough out of you. Get down here and fix our internet or I will deduct 300 of your busy coins. And this is not how you should speak to the IT person. Right, so we're heading for the 3rd floor to try and figure out how to fix internet. And then we get another call from Busy again. Oh, and before I forget, you've been given access to the IT notebook. Press tab on the keyboard to open it up. It will show you notes on how to complete every task. The previous IT technicians wrote them down before they happily retired after many joyous years of service at BusyCorp. I will say, I suppose it's hard enough to find a job these days. You probably would just accept a job like this, where you just woke up drugged and work is work. Anyway, so we can press tab and we have various people in the building and how to find them with incident logs. So we've got Khan, Bongo, Halibut, who ironically doesn't eat fish, and apparently has been trying to get the IT guy to the elevator and attack him and possibly knock him down the elevator shaft. So watch out for elevators, I suppose. A different Khan. Are there 2 Khans? Yeah, so there's 2 Khans. There's Khan with the beard and then Khan without the beard. And then the useful pages, which is the issue page, which gives us various issues and how to fix them, I guess. Some entertaining descriptions, so I do suggest giving it a read. But we're looking for the internet is out. If the internet is out, try restarting the router. There's only one router on each floor, always located in the big offices next to the printers. So we need to fix the internet on floor 3. And how do we find our way out of here? Which is, I think, another really great thing about this game. It is quite a realistic way of... Oh, I can't actually get through there. If we close it and then open it here, do I just get pushed out the way? Well, that guy's in the way, so I can't get through there. So let's find another way out. But yeah, a big thing with offices like these is they're kind of formed organically over years as various managers have interesting ideas. Oh, here's the stairs. Okay, that's the one I couldn't get through. We are on floor 4. Apparently, we're trying to get to 3. But yeah, so you have these offices that are formed organically as managers have ideas and requirements, and teams are built, and partitions are built, and things like that. And the office is really this big sort of room in a building with no partitions, and then they're formed and these kind of prefabbed walls are built in to kind of split the space up. And if you're a new person, it just seems absolutely insane. How is this thing laid out? How does this make sense? What is going on? And of course, all the people who worked there for many years, they saw all them formed, and it makes sense. And it is a bit of insanity in an office space that I find very, very sort of compelling. There's an unnecessary gap here. There's a problem with cubicles. Anyway, so we have been told that we need to come down here. We need to find the big office, which I think is supposed to be this big open space with cubicles in it, because this is in fact where we find the router near the printers. Here is some A4 paper. Here is a printer on the floor for some reason. And here is a device with red lights on it. So if we press E on the device, it gets fixed and we immediately get a phone call. Hello? Hey. Seems like the internet just fixed itself. There is no longer need for you to come down. But I just fix. You sure love to talk, don't you? Don't you have some computers to count? And we have someone who needs their internet access to drop more regularly, I think, because he is very rude. Anyway, so that was the completion of our first quest. Sorry, I clicked through some of the text a few times there. And that is all the gameplay I'm going to show you. We will, in a moment, get another call for another quest that we have to go and do. And things get creepier and creepier, like if you try and leave the building, you end up in a room with some kind of guillotine or something like that. I don't know. It's very strange. It's and I imagine the quests get creepier as you go along. Like if you look at some of the instructions, there's like strange odor in the office. Check the ventilation. Do not look inside. Just file a report. You don't want to see what the creepy things are inside. Then we're getting another call from Khan, who is terrified about something that has popped up on his screen. It seems to be the same quest every time, so it is like a narrative story that you can run around and interact with, I suppose. At least the quests are. So yes, that is all the gameplay I'm showing. So if you are just here for the gameplay, come and give this game a play. It looks like brilliant fun, with a lot of sort of Nordic humor, I think, and yeah, some interesting times coming and quite a fun bit of interaction. So yeah, if you're just here for the gameplay and you're going to head out and go and play the game, I hope. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and or comment and or subscribe, because engagement with videos helps me and helps you. So I would appreciate it, and I think you would appreciate it too, because it'll help train the YouTube algorithm as to what videos you want to see. If, however, you are here for the critique, well, let's start at the beginning. We're talking about the UI, of which there sort of really isn't much of. We saw how the options button just disappeared on the start menu. There's no way to bring up a menu in here that I could find, so there's no sort of sound controls or anything like that. So yeah, this is a 3D game made for a game jam. I think a lot of things were cut to try and fit it into the game jam time constraints, and that's my suspicions anyway. I'd love to see more quality of life controls to give the user some agency, some control over the game. I think that's important. So maybe post game jam, this game is going to get that kind of support. I hope so. Talking of the sounds, I mean, we have the sounds of the phone ringing. We have the wah 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 of chatter happening, and that's it. There's no like background sounds or anything like that. So obviously, I'd love a lot more sounds shoved into the game. The artwork, I do like a lot. This is apparently us, so it would be nice if we could choose different representations of ourselves. I like the way the characters look. I just want to get through this conversation. I like the way the offices look. I was talking about kind of the organic ways they lay it out. I love that. I think it's really well done, really representative of a true office space, office life. I don't really interact with much. Again, if this game is expanded on, there is so much potential here for just a cool experience. I think the experience is really important, and I think it looks good. So that's fantastic. The artwork, full marks. I would give them, even though it's heavily pixelated. I think it works really, really well. Yeah, the gameplay. I think the gameplay is great. I think it could be led into a little more gently, but it's fine. You're running around. I do always talk about how tutorials are important in games like this when they're on the web. But if we hop out and we have a look at go away. If we hop out and we have a look down at what the person is saying, he did say that the executable is better, but I understand that not everyone likes executables, so we have a WebGL at great cost to his sanity. Chrome works best. I also played it in Firefox. That worked just fine. I'm on Linux, so it works happily in a complex and sort of playing space. Yeah, full marks there, developer. Um, but yeah, I mean, as I was saying, that the people get into this game very easily, which means that people who are not gamers get into the game very easily, which means that instructions on how to play to people who don't have had zero experience in playing are quite an important thing. So I always like to see a good tutorial, and I think sounds pull you into the game, so I like to see good sounds. And those are the two big things that this is missing. And then, of course, the UI elements with quality of life controls and that. I think less important than those other two elements, but still pretty important. Players like to have a sense of agency, a sense of control over their game. So the more you can give them that, the happier they will be. And then I suppose the final thing to talk about is the kind of the immersion elements. We do have a bit of story here, a little bit of text that I prefer to see this kind of text in the game. Maybe not all of this, because you don't need to talk about the game jam and things like that. There's a lot of in jokes and in references here because it was made for dedicated fans that we might have at some point. I'm thinking there's a community built around these devs that this game is talking to. Um, yeah, I mean that makes it fun. It does make it a little bit inscrutable for new players, but whatever works to get the game out there and the game produced for people. And yeah, you can always explain in jokes in the game. That might be an idea, or at least have a way to make the players from outside the community understand and feel the in jokes, rather than just staring in bewilderment. Um, yeah, so I mean, the immersion element is fine. Whether we have a character, we don't know what's going on, but the game explains that, lampshades it as it was. So I like the immersion here. I like the context of the space. I'm assuming this is kind of like supernatural elements in this corporate corporate office, which at least makes it more interesting than offices I've worked in, and that's what's causing us. And hopefully, the storyline leads us to maybe confront and resolve it, or something along those lines, or at the very least escape. I don't know. I haven't played through the game yet, and I'm going to leave it for you guys to do that. That's really all the critiques I can conveniently make at this point for a Game Jam game, and I hope they are helpful. I imagine the developer agrees on some level with them, because this seems to be a very competent developer. We can actually have a look at some of the other stuff they've made on their page. So there are some very interesting horror games made here. I want to play this one in particular, um, and some of these others. I mean, these all look good. I think this dev's going to get a lot of my attention, because I want to showcase these games. Uh, that looks good as well. Mm, I mean, these kind of screenshots are fantastic. It's almost a pity that I've jumped on their kind of more jokey game than one of the more serious ones. But this was the one that Itch.io fed up to me. It's happening at the moment, which is why I jumped onto it. And now I'm rambling, so I'm going to leave you guys to come play the game. The link is in the description. Thank you for watching. I hope this video was at least entertaining and informative, and I hope to see you in the next one. So thanks and goodbye.